So here we are at the end of 2021, and I want to talk to you about your helium mining hobby. I want to talk to you about why this should be a business, and by making it a business, you can actually grow your business as well as at the same time reduce your taxes in terms of the profits that you're making. Now, before I get started, I just want to say that I am not a tax attorney, I am not an accountant, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a lawyer. This is all purely for entertainment purposes. But all of that said, I do love business deductions. And business deductions or tax deductions from business expenses means having a business. The nice thing about being in helium mining is that you are making money. And if you're making money in any hobby, in my opinion, this is the opportunity to turn it into a business. The reason this is important to think about right now is because we are here at the end of 2021, as I just said, and this is your probably last chance to open an LLC or limited liability company. Now, if you choose to do so, please just go online, go to your Secretary of State website, do a search for LLC, find out what you need to do, how much it's going to cost you on a yearly basis. It's probably going to be under $100, but it's worth it. Now, I say that because I have 5 LLCs. That's right, 5 LLCs. I have one for my 3D printing business of converting aquariums into terrariums. A long time ago, I got into raising poison dart frogs as a hobby, and I decided there's got to be a better way than buying these huge terrariums for $600-700. Why not 3D print something? And so I designed my own kits to convert aquariums into terrariums, and other people wanted them too, so I started selling them. So that became an LLC that I run. Another one was, I actually don't have any 3D printers that could design on. I mean, they were too small to design the kits that I wanted. So I decided, hey, why not make my own 3D printer modifications in order to, elongate a 3D printer. This was mainly for Creality, Ender 3s, and CR6s. So, now I sell kits to extend those 3D printers. I also have 2 rental properties. I got into rental properties because, my father's a landlord, my wife is a real estate agent, and so I needed to start investing our money into something so the kids could go to college in the future, and I hated all of the current options out there because, quite frankly, I don't even know if my kids want to go to college. So that being said, I said, let's invest it in something that we can then utilize that money in the future any way that they want to, and, real estate seemed like a good opportunity. That being said, real estate does have some liability concerns because if something happens in that house, you don't want to be liable for it. And so having an LLC for each residence that you own is a good idea. And of course, the 5th LLC is this business right here of helium hotspot mining. Now, I have 10 helium hotspot miners. Put them in 2 separate wallets. One of them for hosts that are located, of course, not in my house, and the other one for, my house, family members, and my rental units that have helium hotspot miners in them. So most of you will probably utilize, let's say, explore.helium.com in order to figure out your taxes for 2021. There you can go to Tools, and under Tools, if you just use the search and type in tax, you'll be able to find one nice free option. That free option for most people will probably work. You can just go in and paste in the wallet, then use the drop down to choose 2021. And what's going to happen once you hit the button for it is that it will calculate or rather it will look at every single time HNT entered your wallet and correlate it with the value of the HNT at that time to come out with a final number of how much money basically you made with all of your Helium hotspot miners. Now I got to do this twice, of course, because I have two wallets, but that'll show up then all of my 10 hotspots, and that'll tell me how much I owe the government. Now, my total is a little above 6,000, but I'm a business, so I don't have to pay profits on necessarily that 6,000. I mean, first of all, my first Helium hotspot miner I bought from a scalper, so that cost me $2,500. The second one I think was 1,000, and the third and fourth one were somewhere around 1,800. So I had a lot of expenses there. It equaled out at the end of the year here to be somewhere around $18,000 in expenses. So that offsets that 6,000 by quite a bit. Now there's other numbers in there I'm not telling you about, which is, hotspots that I sold, which come out to be additional profits. So beyond that 6,000, let's say add that, I'm probably going to have somewhere around $11,000 in profits, but 18,000 in deductions. So I really have, with my business this year, a total of somewhere around 7,000 in tax deductions, and that 7,000 is okay because the government doesn't expect in the first 4 years that you open up an LLC you're going to be making profits. It's expecting that during those 4 years you might show nothing but losses. So having that loss, that's fine. That's great. You can keep moving forward and considering then the next year you're continuing to grow your business. So what other deductions can you have? Now, I use TurboTax for all of this because TurboTax actually breaks down and organizes that information for me. And I buy everything using a business credit card because when you use a business credit card, what happens is it usually organizes everything that you buy in terms of those deduction categories. So with TurboTax, I see the categories and I can just reorganize everything that everything I bought over the course of a year using that credit card to correlate. It's an easy way of figuring out your expenses, but let's talk about the expenses now. So here's the thing. I make on average, let's say 60 HNT a month. So 60 HNT a month, that is, what are we at? Like 38 right now. So 60 HNT a month times $38, that's $2,280 a month. But quite honestly, I don't think in 2022, because that's what we're talking about, I'm going to see that amount. We're seeing diminishing returns in terms of helium mining. So I'm going to say 2,000. So 2,000 a month times 12 months, that's 24,000. So let's say 2022, I have $24,000 that I'll make. Now, I will have to pay for that $24,000 in profits, but I can subtract any business expenses. One of the biggest business expenses is assets. So like we talked about with the helium miners themselves, those are assets. Well, as this is a helium mining business, or rather a cryptocurrency mining business, I kind of want to try some other types of cryptocurrency mining. I've been looking into the gold shell CK6s. I believe they're CK6s. There was a CK5 that came out and it looked very worthwhile. I wasn't able to get it, but there is the opportunity right now of the CK6. It's the new gold shell Series 6 miners that are coming out. And unfortunately, I just missed the boat today. The email came out and I like to sleep in. So I didn't buy it, but it's like $10,000. Now that sounds expensive, but if I'm already making $24,000 with my miners, why not buy, say, two of these CK6s That's $20,000 right there. And hopefully making money with those. I will still be paying for, or rather paying taxes on the profits of whatever those CK6 miners do, plus the profits on now possibly $4,000 in terms of profits on my hotspot miners. So my point being is, of you opening up an LLC, you can do some good deductions and not have to worry about paying 100% on the profits you're making, because it's a business and you're allowed to have business deductions. I hope this helps you with your helium mining business. I hope you consider having a helium mining business. But either way, please do like and subscribe if you like this content, and happy mining.